A lot of reasons. So let me just try and start from the beginning. 10 years ago, I went to the doctor. I was having thyroid issues. I had a goiter on my thyroid, and it was growing and growing. So we went in and we took that out. Well, when they took that out, they removed half of my thyroid, and it came back with a microcarcinoma, very small, minute cancer. And so we continued to, didn't have to do anything else, because obviously with thyroid cancer, they say if you have to have it, it's the best one to have because it doesn't spread. So, but we did continue to watch it, but I didn't do anything. And so 3 years later, and I didn't know at the time that I had Hashimoto's. I didn't know that until I moved to Atlanta 9 years ago, which is pretty amazing to me, that I had no idea. And I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it was an autoimmune disease. So I didn't really even know in the beginning what I was up against. But right before I moved to Atlanta, I had the other half of my thyroid taken out literally 3 months before we moved here. And so I believe that really I kind of started downfalling from that point, which brought me to where I was in January of 2012, which was really at, I say rock bottom. I was super frustrated. I had been to 2 trainers who couldn't help me. I would eat healthy, I would exercise 6 times a week. I would sometimes do two a days, exercise in the morning, exercise in the evenings. And I couldn't get the weight off, and actually I kept gaining weight. And then here I am eating all of this whole wheat, multi-grain, doing everything a lot of things that you read out there that tell you are healthy to the everyday average individual. But the more I've learned this past year is I'm not that average individual. I have autoimmune issues, and so you have to approach those differently. So I was really upset, and I was frustrated, depressed, I was emotional, I had gained a lot of weight. They also had diagnosed me with polycystic ovarian syndrome, and so I was taking metformin. So I was about 3 years into that. I had read that it was okay to be taking, not realizing that maybe that was playing into my issues as well. So I was searching on thyroid issues and how to get help, and an advertisement popped up online for Peachtree Health and Rehab, and it was talking about metabolic function and autoimmune disease and Hashimoto's and all that, and it just kind of clicked. I was like, you know, I think I should go find out about this and see if they could help me, because I tried to do all the medical doctors. I had one doctor, a great doctor, but he told me just eat 10% less till you start losing weight. Well, when you're only eating chicken and rice, I don't know how you get down to 10% less. So that definitely wasn't the issue. So I came here, met with Dr. Wax my first time I was here, and then started working with Dr. Melissa, who's been awesome to work with, and has been taking this whole journey with me from where I was to where I am today. And we started out doing some testing, and the initial testing came back to show that I had a gluten intolerance. Actually, I think originally she called me on Friday night and said, you need to stop eating gluten, your results are off the charts, just stop. So, and I remember because that was Super Bowl weekend, 2012, so I had to figure out how to stop eating gluten immediately. And so that kind of started my journey with Peachtree Health and Rehab, and just one thing led to the next, and you know, I had to be patient, because what I realized was there was multiple things going on. So it's kind of like doing a puzzle, and we had to figure out each piece to put it together to make it a whole. And so I've kind of been walking that journey since February 2012. Okay. The initial thing was when I started taking gluten out of my diet, and this was something that amazed me because I didn't realize it. I just thought I was getting older, even though I'm not that old, but it was my joints. My joints would hurt me so bad, even just working out, it would get to the point where I didn't even want to go lift weights or do anything, because, or you know, I just thought it was because I had gained weight and I was heavier. But it started feeling better. My flexibility started to come back. My joints, my clarity in thinking. Those were the big ones for the gluten issue. And then, so we kept walking the journey, and we started to get my system. I think we started doing some supplements, just kind of cleansing out my system, getting the gluten out of my system, and just trying to heal the insides, because that can have a huge effect, and it can take 6 months to a year to get it out of your system. So, I mean, patience and diligence are so important on this, and trust. I mean, just trusting that what you're doing is going to work. And I trusted because I was at the point I had nothing else. There was no reason for me not to trust. I had to trust something. And so it started working. I started feeling better. My energy came back. I mean, I started talking like I was from the north again, like I was talking fast, and just things that were more like who Tanya used to be. And I didn't realize that all the things that I was doing that wasn't helping me, that was making it worse, was so much affecting just my overall being as a person and my overall existence every day, and how I interacted with people, and just how I approached even tough situations. I mean, my patience, just everything. So it was really amazing to me. I think I'm at 42 or 43 pounds down from when I started the journey in February. So I feel great. I'm excited about it. I want to help other people. I want other people to know, to trust the process, and to believe, and just listen to what they're telling you. And they're awesome here, and they really do care about you, and that's huge too. To know that when you come into an office, that they care about you, and it's not just about another patient walking in the door and walking out.